I used to think I had escaped the company, escaped the 8 a.m. check in, free to choose work, free to take on projects I liked, proud that I no longer had to be someone's employee. But one day, I looked at my calendar, working 7 days a week from morning until late at night, scared to turn down jobs, afraid to take a holiday. Every morning, the only thought in my head was, how do I not lose money today? I was sitting there in a fancy cafe, new phone in hand, just wired a large payment to a vendor. Looked successful, but inside I knew I was stuck. Are you like that? Outward freedom, but you're just a worker with no time off. High income, but somehow every month still comes up short. You're the boss, but every day you're chasing targets like a sales rep on commission. If that hits home, you need to stay with this video. Because I'm not giving you a formula to get rich. I'm not promising fast money. I'm giving you one thing, a map. A map that shows you where exactly you are in the financial system, why you're grinding nonstop but never get there, and why the poor keep running while the wealthy stand outside the race. That map only has 4 positions. Simple, clear. But most people never learn how to read it because it's not taught in school, it's not on the news, and it's definitely not in work hard and things will be okay advice. This video isn't for people seeking motivation. It's for those already waking up and ready for a real system to change. Welcome to MetaWealthsystem, the place where practical financial thinking is unlocked. If you stick with this video to the end, I won't promise you'll get rich. I just promise you'll stop walking the wrong path. You know this feeling, right? Being the boss, being a freelancer, no one managing you, your schedule, your call, your rates, your choice, projects, you decide. But then one day you realize you don't have days off anymore. You can't get sick. You can't let go. You can't turn off your phone. You can't not work. Because if you stop working, your cash flow stops. Clients drop off. Projects get delayed. Revenue goes negative. No one's backing you up. No one's paying you. You are the entire system, shouldering everything alone. And the so-called freedom you thought you had? It's a gold-plated cage, shiny, but it's still tight. I call it the false freedom loop. You think you left the old system, but really, you just built a new cage, fancier, more expensive, but still a cage. The danger here isn't that you're broke, it's that you think you're fine. You think you're free. You're dozing off inside a soft spinning wheel, slowly killing your freedom one step at a time. I once met a freelance photographer, calendar fully booked, making nearly $4,000 a month. Friends called it early success. But he admitted, I don't dare take a 3-day break, because if I stop, I lose jobs, I lose clients, I lose income. I don't have enough in my account to survive a month off. See the problem? You make money, but don't keep it. You have income, but no system. You choose your work, but you're too afraid to pause. A lot of us fall into that cycle. Work to spend, spend to release pressure, release just enough to keep working, then repeat. You think you're living better, but really, you're just spinning faster. And what makes this trap dangerous is that it doesn't hurt right away. No one yells at you, no one hits you. You even get praised, admired. But your bank balance doesn't grow. You have no assets. Your cash flow stays thin. You think you're going up, but in reality, you're stuck, like a hamster on a wheel. The faster you run, the more tired you get, the more you stay in place. And the saddest part? You think that's normal. You call it being busy. You call it passion. You call it independence. I call it the false freedom loop. And if you don't break out of it, you'll build your whole life on a financial foundation that can't even survive 30 days off. In the next part, I'll show you why being your own boss doesn't mean freedom. And the real reason why high earners still stay trapped in that exact loop I used to believe. If I just got better, I'd be free. If income went up, life would get easier. So if I worked harder, freedom would come. But the better I got, the more trapped I became. The more clients I had, the more I feared taking breaks. The more I earned, the more I spent. See the paradox? You're making double what you did last year, but you still feel tight. Still can't save, still have no assets, still don't feel safe. I call that state a broke boss. Not broke because you're starving, not broke because you're in debt, but because every single month you're trading your time, your health, and your mind just to keep the engine running. I've met a lot of people like that. An online seller pulling in $12,000 per month, a freelance content lead earning over $4,000 per project, a spa owner clearing $3,000 monthly profit. But what they all have in common is this: the moment they stop, everything collapses. No replacement assets, no backup cash flow, no system that runs without them. And that's when I realized a hard truth: high income, freedom. Being your own boss, having assets, being skilled, understanding money. You can be the best in your field and still be broke in the financial system. Because you're not running a system, you're just powering through as a solo act. You're confident because you're making money, but your savings don't even cover 3 months of expenses. You spend freely because you think, I earned it. But you've never tested what happens if you don't earn for a while. This is a kind of poverty no one sees. It doesn't look poor. You still wear nice stuff, drive a decent car, vacation in style. But deep down, you live in a constant state of, if I stop working for a month, I'm done. It's a quiet kind of stress. You don't realize it's eating at you day by day, not through loud breakdowns, but through those silent sighs you let out every time you check your banking app. You're not poor because your salary is low. You're poor because nothing holds up when you can't work. You don't need more clients. You need a new structure. You don't need to work harder. You need to work differently. And to work differently, you need a new map to see where you really are and which direction to go. In the next part, I'll show you that map, a simple model, but it'll hit you hard when you compare it with your real life. It's called ESBI, the 4 quadrants of money. If I had to choose just one model to reset my entire money mindset, I'd choose ESBI. Not because it's new, it's old, but it's so simple. If you get it right, it'll change how you earn, save, and grow money forever. ESBI divides how people make money into 4 groups. E, employee, you work for someone. S, self-employed, you work for yourself. Freelancer, small business. B, business owner, you own a system mullen. I, investor, your money makes money. Sounds simple, but don't scroll past it. Because if you don't see yourself clearly in one of these quadrants, you're running on the wrong map. E, employee quadrant. You're on a salary. You've got benefits, paid time off, stable, safe, but limited. You trade time for money. The better you get, the more they pay you, the more you spend, the harder it is to walk away. The risk here is you think your job is safe, but you don't control the company, the industry, or the policies. One decision from the boss, and it's all gone. You're building your life on a foundation you don't own. Quadrant, freelancers, solo practitioners, small business owners. You've left the boss behind. You pick your work, you set your prices, you choose your hours. Sounds freer than E, right? But you still trade time for money. No work equals no pay. You have more freedom, but way more pressure. No one's paying you if you get sick. No one's covering your responsibilities. No one's got your back. It's just you and the deadlines. E means working for someone else. S means working for yourself. But both still lack systems. B quadrant, business owner. This is the turning point. People in B don't directly earn money through their labor. They build systems, and systems generate the money. An online sales funnel, a service team running on autopilot, a business process that repeats without you, a YouTube channel that makes money while you sleep. You don't need a 100-person company to be in B. You just need to disconnect your time from your income. That's when you step into B. Here, you stop earning through effort. You start earning through leverage, leverage of other people's time, leverage of technology, leverage of systems. You build it, then let it run. You manage, it operates. And if you do it right, you can take a break and money still flows in. I quadrant investors. This is the final destination of personal finance. You don't work anymore. Your money works for you. You invest in real estate, stocks, funds, startups, brands. Every dollar you own becomes a financial employee, working 24/7, no complaints, no vacations. People in, I live on cash flow. No job stress, no dependency. True freedom starts here. After hearing this, you might ask, so which quadrant am I in? Just answer this. If you stopped working for 30 days, would your cash flow keep coming in? If not, you're in E or S. S isn't wrong, but it can't take you to freedom. Freedom only begins when you cross into B or I. Meaning, you have systems that generate money. You have assets that produce cash flow. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to invest tomorrow. I just want you to know exactly where you stand and choose the right direction forward. Think you're in B, but you're actually an S. You'll burn yourself out. Think you're free, but you're actually dependent. You'll never be able to rest. Think you have assets, but it's all liabilities in disguise. You'll crash without knowing. ESBI isn't just a lesson, it's a map. You don't need motivation. You need accurate coordinates and a strategy to move. In the next part, I'll show you why people know the map but still stay stuck. The deeper reason beneath all the skills, knowledge, and effort. It's called your financial blueprint. You know what's strange? Some people understand ESBI really well. They know freedom needs a system. They know they have to shift from ES to BI. But 3 years, 5 years go by, and they're still in the same spot. Not because they're lazy, not because they lacked information, but because something stronger than effort was at play. Subconscious beliefs. I call it your financial blueprint. It's the programming you absorbed growing up. No one sat you down to teach it, but it was carved in through phrases like, money is the root of all evil. Rich people are all scammers. Don't be greedy, just be comfortable. Saving is smart. Just make a lot of money and you'll be rich. Bit by bit, it became the operating system in your mind, and you make decisions based on it without even knowing. I once coached someone named Nguyen, 32, freelance IT. Revenue, nearly $4,000 a month. I asked him, why don't you use $800 to hire someone to start building your own software product? He said, I'm scared. What if they can't deliver? I'll have to fix everything myself. I asked again, so how long are you planning to carry it all yourself? Silence. The issue wasn't skill. The issue was a hidden script inside him. Only if I do it myself, it's safe. Delegating is risky. And that script keeps him locked in the S quadrant, even though he has the money, the opportunity, the skill. Blueprints don't show up on whiteboards. They're not in books. They show up every time you procrastinate on investing, fear hiring help, prefer doing everything solo, struggle between spending and saving, blame external circumstances. If your blueprint says money is dangerous, you'll unconsciously burn through it as fast as you earn it. If your blueprint says, I don't deserve to be rich, you'll sabotage every time you start to build wealth. If your blueprint says, being the boss is risky, you'll reject every opportunity to move into the B quadrant. If you don't rewire what's inside, you'll never move forward, no matter how much changes outside. I once guided a woman running a small nail salon. She was skilled, clients were steady, income was good. I told her, you should teach, create an online course, hire assistants, scale. She nodded, but never did. 6 months later, she shut down because of health issues. No one to take over, no backup, no assets. She messaged me, you were right, but at the time, I just kept thinking, why make it complicated? That's blueprint, the mindset of making money equals enough. The mindset of being okay is already good. The mindset of just do it now, think later. Do you see yourself in that? You don't need to read 10 more finance books. You need to read yourself. Because every money decision at the core starts from a belief. And that belief no one forced you to keep. You chose to hold it because you never challenged it. In the next part, I'll give you 3 mirror questions. If you answer them honestly, you'll uncover what's really driving your choices and whether you're ready to break the mold and step into freedom. I don't know where you're watching this. A cafe, your break hour, right before sleep. But if you're still here, it means a part of you has started to wake up. Waking up from the loops you once called stable. Waking up from the feeling of being the boss but still broke. Waking up from the illusion that a high income means freedom. And to truly wake up, you don't need more information. You need to look in the mirror. I'm not going to ask what you learned. I'm not testing your memory. I just want you to sit down and answer 3 questions honestly. Question 1. If you stopped working for 30 days, what would stop? Your cash flow, your projects, your entire system. If the answer is everything, you don't have a system. You're renting your body to maintain your lifestyle. You're still stuck in ES, even if you're highly skilled. The most common reaction to this question is, but how can I take a break? That is the problem. Freedom isn't doing less. Freedom is being able not to do, and everything still runs. Question 2. Each month, are you feeding your assets or feeding your liabilities? I'm not asking how much you spend. I'm asking, where is that money going? And is it creating anything in return? You might spend $1,200 a month. Nothing wrong with that. But if not a single dollar is going into cash flow producing assets, you're building a castle on sand. Poor people spend to feel secure. Free people spend to grow their system. If you don't track where your money flows, you're not in control of your financial life. Question 3. What is your deepest belief about money? This one's the hardest. No one teaches you how to answer it because it's not about numbers. It's buried beneath subconscious beliefs. Do you believe being rich is bad? Do you believe money must be earned through struggle? Do you believe I'm not smart enough to invest? Do you believe I'm good at earning, but I can't keep it? If yes, then I'm sorry to say, no matter how many books you read, how many courses you take, you'll keep repeating the same financial loop. This question isn't for a quick reply. It's a question you write down and stare at. 3 questions. No trick, no IQ test, just brutal honesty. I don't need you to answer them perfectly. I just need you to face them. Because from the moment you dare to look straight at them, that's when the real journey to financial freedom begins. In the final section, I'll help you lock this in. What to do with those 3 questions. The first step to shift your position on the ESBI map, and how to turn this video into a turning point, not just another good video you forget. You've made it to the end of this video. If you're still here, it means you're not average. Average people scroll. Average people watch just to see. Average people say, that was a great video, and go back to the same life. But you stopped. You looked in the mirror. You saw yourself in E or S and started asking, so how do I shift? I don't have your answer, because the answer has to come from you. I just give you the map. You can choose. Stay in the loop, grind until you burn out, or start shifting, one small step, but in the right direction. You don't need to quit your job today. You don't need to invest big. You just need to start measuring yourself weekly, using the 3 questions we covered. Write down which quadrant you're in. Log the money you've put into assets. Reflect on the belief driving your spending choices. Every honest answer is a step forward. Repeat it long enough, and you'll rewrite your financial story. This is metawealthsystem, a thinking framework to help you stop running in circles and start designing cash flow intentionally. We don't teach you how to get rich quick. We help you get rich right. If this video hit home, don't just save it. Comment which quadrant you're in and one real action you'll commit to this week. If you want to go further, you can join the private group. It's not public, only for people who've acted, not for learning, for building together. Wealth doesn't come from watching a video. It comes from stopping the pretending and starting to get real. I didn't make this video to impress you. I made it to wake you up, just like I was once awakened. The journey starts with one question. Where am I standing and where am I headed?